All right, this is section 5-8, solving equations with rational numbers. Remember, rational numbers are ratio numbers, and ratios are fractions. So fractions are rational numbers. And remember, fractions can be either written as repeating decimals or decimals that stop. So they do end up turning into it, and then that's what the rational numbers that we're talking about here. So let's start with example number 1. Example number 1 says to solve by using addition and subtraction. So here we have 2.1, this is letter A. 2.1 equals t, notice I made my t cursive so it doesn't look like a plus sign, minus 8.5. So coming back to something we learned in chapter 3, I believe, we're just solving. So we're going to add 8.5. Now what makes this section different is we have fractions and decimals. So we're going to add here to get t, drops down, these cancel out. And then over here we just add the decimals and make sure we line up our decimals. When we add and subtract, we get 6 and then 10. So 10.6 equals t. Pretty simple. And we're done. Let's try example B. Example B says solving x plus 3/5 equals 2/3. So to solve this, draw a line, do the opposite. So we're subtracting 3/5, cancels out, so x drops down and it equals whatever we get from this subtraction. But problem with this is we do not have common denominators. So let's get that, times that fraction by 5/5 and the other one by 3/3. Gives us 10/15 minus 9/15, which is nice because 10 minus 9 is 1 and the bottom stays the same. So there you go. The answer is 1/15. Let's try example number 2. Alright, example number 2 says to solve negative 3y equals 1.5. Alright, well, draw your line. How would you solve this? To get y by itself, it's multiplying, so we need to divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 3. First of all, those cancel out, so y drops down. And I'm going to put my answer in there. It's a positive divided by a negative. Signs are different, so the answer is negative. And then, you might know that answer, 1.5 divided by 3. I know that answer to be 1/2 or 0.5. But if you don't know that, then, this goes back to dividing bottom into top. So this is 3 into 1.5. Decimal, decimal. 3 does not go into 1 or go 0 times, but 3 does go into 15 5 times, and that's where you get nothing left. So you can see it is 0.5, and we have to make the answer negative, and the decimal needs to go in the middle there. So there you go. Negative 0.5 is y. Let's try example number 3. Here's example 3. We've got negative 2/3 x equals negative 7. Alright, again, this is multiplying. Draw your line, so we divide by negative 2/3. So in dividing by negative 2/3, those cancel out, so x equals something. It's a negative divided by a negative, so we can make the answer positive. Actually, one easy thing to do is just make these plus signs. If you have a negative divided by a negative, it's the same as a positive divided by a positive. So now we have 7 divided by 2/3, but we got to write this out to the side. So we end up with 7/1 divided by 2/3. Stay, change, flip. I made a mistake there. Erase that too. 7, this is stay, change, flip. So it changes the times and flips over. So we get 21/2, and change that, it'd be 10 1/2. So either one is the answer. on this one. 21 over 2 or 10 and a half. Final answer. And let's try example 4 is the last one. Here's example 4. It says Oscar feeds his dog 7 cups of 7/8 cup of dog food in the morning and 3/4 cup in the evening. If a bag of dog food contains 50 cups, how many days will the bag last? Well, how many days will it last? How much are you giving in a day? You give 7/8 in the morning plus 3/4 in the afternoon. Got to get common denominators when we add, so this is 7/8 plus 6/8, which is 13/8, which is 1 5/8. That was an equals. So equals 1 5/8. That's how much you get in one day. We got 50 cups. Divide that by 1 5/8 cups each day, and that'll give us how many there is. So put that over 1. We now have 50 over 1 divided by, well, we can go right back to 13 over 8. Divided by 13/8. Stay, change, flip. 50 over 1 times 8 over 13. So this is going to tell us how many days we can actually do this. So 50 times 8, well, 5 times 8 is 40, and then you have an extra 0. So 50 times 8 is 400 over 13, and so to figure that out, I've now got to take bottom into top, decimal, decimal. 13 doesn't go into 4, it does go into 43 times, and you get 39, subtract is 1, drop a 0, 13 goes into 10 0 times, with 10 remaining out of 13. So how long will that last? Well, 30 and 10/13. But if you think about that, that's really only 30 days that would last, because you would not get a full day's serving in the 10/13. So the answer is 30. Very good. That's your final answer. Best of luck.